Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do my January through March 2022 manga haul. Really didn't get much of anything in January or February, but then March, there was a sale that I took advantage of, so I got a bunch of stuff. I'm going to start off quickly with the anime that I got. I got the complete 50 episodes, both seasons 1 and 2 of Eureka 7 on Blu-ray. This is a series that I watched the first season, the first 25 episodes, plus a couple episodes into season 2 on Netflix years ago when it was on Netflix, and then it was off of Netflix, and I was like, well, I really would have loved to finish that one because I was quite enjoying it. And this collection came up at a used media store in my city that I've been wanting to really support during the pandemic, so all the anime I've been buying has been coming through there, and I figured why not. So I've restarted watching it with my sister, and we're, I don't know, maybe 10 episodes in, and enjoying it again. Then I got the complete first season of Danganronpa, episodes 1 to 13. This, again, I watched this years and years and years ago when it first came out, and I really, really loved it. I've seen some of the other seasons of Danganronpa, didn't like them at all, so I stopped watching, but this season in particular, the very first one, has always been kind of in the back of my mind, so I rewatched this one, and my sister watched it with me for the first time, and still just as compelling. The ending is still just as horrible as it was when I first initially watched it, but honestly, I don't care as much. I like the build-up. I like the aesthetic of the series and the animation. It was pretty cool, so fun to rewatch that. And I got Prince of Stride. I had never heard of this, seen it, or anything, and I just saw it again at the used media store, and I was like, well, I mean, it's a decent price. I'll just get it. I quite enjoyed this. My sister and I watched it together and really, really loved it. It's a sports series about this sport stride, which is basically like a mixture of like a marathon and parkour and a relay race. And it's really cool and fun, and it was pretty well animated and exciting to watch. So I think it was like 13 episodes or something. Wasn't very many episodes anyway, but yeah, it was fun to watch. And then I got Perfect Blue, my Satoshi Kon. I haven't actually watched this yet. I just haven't really been in the mood, but I've never seen this, which is a shame. It's something I've always wanted to see and own, and again, it came up at the used media store, and I was like, well, I've always wanted this, so I'm going to buy it. I just haven't gotten around to actually watching it yet, but I'm very excited to. Now on to the manga. I'm going to start with the continuations of things I've already been collecting. I got the next colossal edition of Attack on Titan. This is number 6, so this is volumes 26 through 30. I believe there's only one more of these colossal editions, and then I'm done collecting. I'm about a volume and a half through this one. I started it yesterday, and it is what it is. I mean, this is how I'm reading Attack on Titan, so I haven't actually read it before. This is my first time, going to be getting to the end of the series. These are so heavy, but honestly, this saves so much space on your shelves. All said and done, I think it's only going to take up 14 volumes worth of space, as opposed to 34 volumes worth of space. And I think this is just a cool way to read this series in particular, because, Titan's huge, volume is massive, and it's, if you just lay it on a pillow when you read it, it's really not that bad. Next up, I got the volume 4 limited edition of Yarichin Bitch Club by Ogretsu Tanaka. This is the series about the all-boys school up in the mountains, where the photography club is not a photography club. It is actually just they're selling themselves to all the students and faculty. But I got the limited edition with the art book, and I just love the mushroom artwork. There's actually not really anything overly... There's one picture, I think, 1 or 2 pictures that are sort of almost explicit, but for the most part, it's just really nice artwork of the characters. But yeah, apparently this is also still not finished yet. I thought this would be the final volume. It doesn't seem to be. So anyway, nice little collector item, I guess. Then I got Even Though We're Adults, Volume 4. I read this yesterday, I think, a couple days ago. Still enjoying this story. This is a mature girl's love with these two women, one of whom is married and trying to figure herself out because she's fallen for this other woman. I really, really enjoy it. I like Takako Shimura works, so it's not shocking to me that I'm enjoying it as much as I am. Another one, Asumiko Nakamura's A White Rose in Bloom. This one is a Yuri set in a European-style sort of girls' boarding school. Really, really beautiful artwork as always with Nakamura's works, and this is one I'm quite enjoying as well. I do have a first impressions of this one, of Volume 1, on my channel, and Volume 2 was not a disappointment. Then we got another volume of Flying Witch. This is Volume 10. Always stunning covers. Read this one as well. I just love getting volumes of this. It's very calming. It's a kind of slice of life set in a rural town in Japan. But this young woman is a witch in training, so there's some fantasy sort of elements to it, but it's really set and grounded in reality, and then there's just like these really whimsical things that happen around them, and it's quite calming and really beautiful, and I just always love getting a volume of this when they come out. And then I got Gigant Volume 5. This is the one I was missing. My order originally got canceled of this one, so I do already have Volume 6, and I've read 5 and 6 already as well. Typical Hiroya Oku ridiculousness. I am shocked that these volumes are not wrapped. They do not come wrapped, and I'm like, there is just full-on sex scenes in these, and it just surprises me that it doesn't come wrapped, but I don't know. Yeah, Seven Seas doesn't seem to wrap manga as far as well, actually I had a couple Seven Seas stuff that was wrapped, so I'm not really sure why these don't. But anyway, I'm still enjoying it. It is what it is. It's a quick, ridiculous, action-packed read, and it's enjoyable enough that I'm continuing to purchase it. So, same with Gantz. This is the omnibus number 8. So we're, coming up on getting close to the end of this release. So again, I've never read Gantz. This is how I'm reading it, so I'm reading it as they come out, and it's just continuing to get crazier and crazier, and I'm enjoying it. Then I got Volume 2 of Those Not So Sweet Boys. Really, really loving this one. I would have bought more, but the other volumes were out of stock, I believe. I think Volume 3 is out. I think it was just out of stock. But this is a really, really great new romance series about these boys who are pretty wealthy, but they kind of skip school. They got a bit of a bad reputation, and then this girl has to go and bring them back to school, and now they're kind of intrigued by her, and I'm really, really enjoying this one. Now, after well over a year at least, probably almost 2, have purchased some new volumes of Hatsuharu. I've got 6, 7, and 8. This is one that I bought the first 5 volumes of a while ago and wasn't thrilled by it. I read all 5 and was just like, I could take it or leave it. It wasn't that great to me. This is the main character is a male. Something about the pacing, I don't know, I just didn't really love it all that much, but for some reason it was like, nagging me in the back of my brain recently to be like, maybe I should pick up some more of it and try it out again. So, usually if I've given up on something, it doesn't really come back in my mind, but for some reason this one was kind of poking me to be like, maybe you should try it again. So I figured I'll get the next 3 volumes and give these a go, and then I think there's only 12 or 13 in total. So I don't know, the artwork's really nice. I really like it, and I'm hoping that it ends up being something I do enjoy, because clearly something called me back to it. Then I got the next 2 volumes 2 and 3 of Teasing Master Takagi-san. I'd be buying these much faster if they weren't always out of stock. Yen Press is really, really, I know all of the publishers are getting hit with out of stock stuff, but for some reason it seems, at least from my perspective, that Yen Press stuff is really getting hit hard with that, because a lot of the series I want to be picking up from them, they're always out of stock when I go and try and buy a volume or 2. So I haven't read these two yet. I'm very excited to. I kind of been wanting to savor them because I know I'm just gonna like blast through. This is another little teasing one. These are middle school students. This is so cute. If you are looking for a little romantic comedy that's just adorable, this is the one to get. I love these characters. I love the artwork. I loved the anime. I watched both seasons of it. And I'm just excited to be picking up the manga now. And I think these covers are so stunning. I think they're just really, really detailed and beautiful. So yeah, Teasing Master Takagi-san, very excited for that. And then I got, again, after years, I got 2 more volumes of Yotsubato. So I got 2 and 3. I own volume 1, the ADV release. I got it for like $1 somewhere years ago and loved it. And then I have volume 10 because that one was on sale randomly. And I've read that one as well because really this isn't an episode, it's a more episodic story than it is a continued sort of narrative. And so I read volume 1 and volume 10, and now I have volumes 2 and 3. I haven't read these yet either because, again, I was trying to kind of savor them. But I will read these this month for sure. This is just a very, very cute slice of life comedy about Yotsuba. And yeah, she kind of just goes about her day being a mischievous little kid, and her neighbors and whatnot always try to keep her out of trouble. And it's just cute and sweet and fun. Next up, we got volume 9 of Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. This is another teasing manga that I love very, very dearly. I think this one's hilarious. This one has a bit more fan servicey sort of elements to it than Teasing Master Takagi-san, but I really, really like this. I find the characters very charming. I find it very funny. I do laugh out loud quite often when reading this, and the covers are always these really beautiful, vibrant colors, so excited to have that one. I have read that volume. It was quite good. Then I got volumes 10, 11, and 12 of Bakemonogatari. I'm missing volumes 8 and 9 physically. I own them digitally, but they're just, again, out of stock when I go to get them. So I have read all of these because I read my digital copies of 8 and 9. But yeah, loving this still. We're now into the Koyumi Vamp section of the story. In fact, I think it's finishing up now. By the end of maybe next volume will be the last of that arc. But the art is fantastic as always in these. I really love this series. It's so like all-consuming and just captivating. I love it so much. So yeah, it's a fun ride for sure. Then I got Blood on the Tracks Volume 8. Continues to be creepy, continues to be very captivating, and I cannot wait for the next volume. I can't really say anything about this at this point because it's so spoilery, but if you're looking for something really, really unsettling, this is the way to go. Art is fantastic, and the story is so just uncomfortable. Then we got Kase-san and Yamada, Volume 2, technically, but in the overall Kase-san and series, this is book 7. This is their college arc, so we're continuing with the cuteness. Now, you know, they're adults now. They're living in a different city than their small town, and they're trying to navigate, you know, college and responsibility with their relationship, and there's a lot of jealousy in this college section. This volume in particular. So it's just kind of interesting to see how they're navigating not being able to see each other every day. And yeah, it's a little bit more drama, I think, than the high school section had, but I'm still really, really enjoying this one. And I got volume 3 of number 5 by Taiyo Matsumoto. These releases are gorgeous as always. I've not read this particular volume. I just read volume 2 a couple days ago. But I'm excited to read this one as well. A little bit more confusing to me than Matsumoto's other works, but Volume 2 is a bit more easy to follow than Volume 1 was. So I'm hoping that trend will continue, and Volume 3 will be something that I also understand reasonably enough. But yeah. Then another one that I've put off for probably 2 years at least. Hitori Jime My Hero. by Memoko Ari. I have volumes 6 and 7 here. Again, I've had volumes 1 through 5 forever. I was actually pre-ordering these back in the day, and for some reason I just stalled out on it and went, well, not really interested in reading it anymore at the moment. And again, this one was poking in the back of my brain going like, I kind of want more of that now. And so these two were in stock and on sale, and I grabbed them to get back into it. I haven't read them yet. I'm planning to read it this month, but yeah, I think there's at least 10 or 11 volumes out right now. I don't know how long this series is in its entirety, but it's one that I love the covers of. I think they're so fun and cute. I actually really like the story. The anime was very nice. I enjoyed that, which is why I started buying the manga. But I found the anime easier to follow. The manga was a bit confusing to me in the way it jumps around, and yeah, so I don't know. I think I just got kind of bored with it at the time, and I'm hoping that these 2 volumes will bring me back into it and get me collecting the rest of it. Then, here it is, folks. Volume 6 of Ten Dance. I have not read this volume yet because I just am so excited about it that I'm like, do I want to read it or do I want to stare at it? Ten Dance, the ballroom dancing manga about these 2 gorgeous men. I loved the first 5 volumes, and then this volume took forever to be released, and it's finally in my hands, and I just don't know what to do with myself. So I'm excited to read this. I've not read it yet, as I said, but this manga is phenomenal, and I am hoping that this volume will be just as good, if not better. And yeah, very, very excited to have this. This is an amazing story. Very, very captivating, just super like sensual, but not overly sexual, at least for the first 5 volumes. So I'm hoping that this is a very slow burn sort of romance tension building. And so, you know, hoping they get together in the end, but I guess we'll see. Then I got volume 15 of Real Talk About Long Hiatus. Yeah, I've not read this yet, but I'm happy to have it. I think I've only read up to volume 9 of Real because I borrowed it from the library years and years and years ago. And then I do own 1 through 15, and it's just one that I'm like, I want to reread it. And I just haven't gotten around to reading the 9 volumes I've already read, and then, you know, getting up to volume 15. So, but it's on my shelf. Glad to have it. I really, really love the series. It's about wheelchair basketball, and it's very, very good. I just have to get around to rereading it. Then we got volume 11 of Love at 14. I love this series. I don't see many people picking it up, but it's basically about a bunch of these middle schoolers, 14-year-olds. The main couple are these 2, but there's a bunch of side couples now. There is a lot of age gap stuff happening, crushes happening between, you know, teacher students or just adults and students in general. So if age gap stuff's not your thing, skip this one. But I really love the artwork. It's very simple but charming. The covers are always gorgeous. And I just like the kids are so cute, and they're just so charming to me. And I really always enjoy picking up a volume of this. And it's a lot of fun. And we got volume 3, Phantom Tales of the Night. This is an amazing series. Again, I would have picked up more if they weren't out of stock, but I read this volume the other day, and it's just, this is so creepy and spooky and just weird and in all the right ways. It's about this innkeeper who is a bit of I think he's like a yokai, and he has this inn where he lures people, he lures other yokai, but also humans in, and you can stay the night in exchange for a secret. And he's the type of person that kind of like, you know, twists your desires into something creepy and horrible. And I love stories like that. And so this one is so phenomenal. I'm enjoying it immensely, and I can't wait to get my hands on more of it. Then we got volume 8 of Inside Mari. We're almost there, folks. Volume 9 should be out hopefully soon. And then this will finally be done. I love Inside Mari. I love Shuzo Oshimi. Unfortunately, Denpa, of course, being a smaller publisher, COVID hit pretty hard in terms of trying to get stuff released. And so this should have been done a couple years ago. And it's now, just keep getting pushed back further and further. But I've read this volume. I like it. I'm excited for the ending. And we got volume 2 of I Think Our Son is Gay by Okura. And I am currently reading it, quite enjoying it. This is a fun, cute one that I really, really like. And I got volume 3 of Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji. This was phenomenal. I loved this volume. I mean, I loved volume 1 and 2 as well, or Omnibus 1 and 2 as well, but this one was fantastic. So captivating. If you liked Squid Game, you would love Kaiji. Squid Game is obviously newer, but this is really, really, really good. A bunch of people who are desperate for money participating in games that endanger their lives to try and get out of debt. It's so good. And I cannot wait to get my hands on more of this. This volume was incredible. Next up, we've got stuff that I am continued but completed. Volume 12 of Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. Finally finished. I've been collecting this one forever, and I will have a full review at some point soon out of that for you. Then I got the final 2 omnibuses of Blue Giant, so 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm not sure. I haven't been paying attention. I'm not sure if 7 Seas is going to release more, because there's several series of Blue Giant. But these 10 volumes are the first initial series. This is about a jazz musician. And I've not read these yet. I've actually only read the first omnibus, but now I own all 5 of them, and I really got to get around to reading them. Then completed volume 12, Love Me, Love Me Not. Great series. Loved it, as I have with all Io Sakisaka works. And I think I've filmed my review for this already. I can't remember if it's out yet or if it's coming out soon, but really, really loved it, and you will hear my thoughts on that one at some point soon. Then I got volumes 1, 3, and 4 of Boys Run the Riot. I had volume 2 for a while now. Again, this is one that was very difficult to get my hands on, but finished it, read it in one sitting, loved it. My review is already up on my channel of this one if you want to hear my thoughts on it, but I do highly, highly, highly recommend this series. It was fantastic. I'm going pretty quick because I'm already 22 minutes in, or 23 minutes in, and I have so much more to show you. So, trying to speed it up a little bit. Then I finished Sweat and Soap with volumes 7 through 11, I think. So 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I've not read these yet. I've read up to volume 6. I just got all these, so I'm planning to read them this month. Very excited. This is a really, really sweet romance. Adult romance that I've just really been enjoying. It goes through all the, trials and tribulations of,